Example of a moment that we made. Sometimes nothing is happening in the news. Sometimes things are very boring. There's nothing that people are interested in. The media has nothing to talk about. So we have to give them something to talk about. We have to give them a moment. So we created a moment. It was called Dinner with Barack. We decided we're going to do something really unusual. In the past, when you're fundraising, you get the wealthiest people to come to a party. They have many different cocktails, and they have the small forks and the small spoons and big spoons and big forks. They eat very fancy food, and then they write a check for the candidate. That's the old way of raising money. The only way people could meet Obama was if they were rich or powerful or a celebrity like George Clooney. Yesterday, Obama had dinner with George Clooney and many supporters in Hollywood. But we said we're going to do something different. If you give only $5, the minimum donation, you give $5, you will have a chance to have dinner with Obama. A nice dinner with Obama. So we picked 4 people, ordinary people from around the country. And each one of those people, we made a documentary about them and their lives and their families. We treated them like a celebrity. We treated them like a VIP. And then we brought them to Washington to have a nice, special, private dinner with Obama. This is
I went on YouTube once. I don't know real often. It's just to see what was being sort of generated under my name. Some of them were pretty creative. Some cartoon, the ears are all huge. It's being in the public eye like that. Michelle always jokes about this. She says, I see this guy on TV, Barack Obama. He seems like a really interesting guy, but he doesn't always match up with the guy who sits next to me on the couch or snoring in bed.
Get to know the real Obama. So that's what we were doing with these dinners. It was a chance to have a real intimate, friendly conversation with Obama, to go behind the scenes. And this was an example of a moment that we created. We raised lots of money off of this. We got the media to cover it. Everyone was excited about it because we created this moment. But now I'll give an example of a moment that you take. This is, does everyone know who this is? Okay. I'm going to show a quick video from her, and then I'll explain the moment you take. Oops, sorry.
I guess a small-town mayor is sort of like a community organizer, except that you have actual responsibilities.
All right, so what she said there was a community organizer has no actual responsibilities. She was attacking Obama's history as a community organizer. She was saying he could never be president because being a community organizer is not a real item on the resume, on the CV. A community organizer has no actual responsibilities. Basically, a community organizer is irrelevant. A community organizer means nothing. Now, when I heard this, I looked at my boss and I said, "Did you hear what I just heard? I think she just attacked Obama for being a community organizer." We had to send out an email right away to our supporters, a fundraising email right away. Now, we actually did not have a plan to send out a fundraising email that night because we thought, everybody's going to be watching the Republican convention where Sarah Palin's speaking. Nobody's going to want to be reading their email. So we had a whole other plan. We were going to send out another email the next day, but we scrapped all of that. And this is a very important thing about creating a movement online. You have to act fast. You have to be nimble and flexible and be willing to change your strategy mid-stride if something big happens. One of the biggest NGOs in the United States that I was consulting for, they did disaster relief, the Red Cross. And there was a problem that they were very slow in responding to disasters and sending out fundraising appeals to their supporters. After a big earthquake or a tsunami, People need to get an email right away, because the moment after something terrible happens is when their heart is the most open, and when their wallets are the most open, they're willing to give. But the problem was that the Red Cross had many different lawyers, many different communications directors and managers, and each one of them needed to give a stamp of approval before they sent out the email. So sometimes maybe a full 24 hours would pass after a tsunami and still no email from the Red Cross, because there was a backup in the bureaucracy because so many people needed to approve it. And as a result, they would raise maybe 20% of what they could have raised if they had been quick and flexible and nimble and sent it out right away. So we knew that we had to send out an email right away after this happened. We couldn't wait until tomorrow. We had to send it out immediately. So we got approval from one person, not 10 different lawyers, one person, David Clough. And this is the email that we sent out. I wasn't planning on sending you something tonight, but if you saw what I saw from the Republican convention, you know it demands a response. I saw John McCain's attack squad of negative, cynical politicians. They lied about Barack Obama and Joe Biden, and they attacked you for being a part of this campaign. They attacked you. So, we took Sarah Palin's attack on Obama as a community organizer, and we turned it into an attack on our entire movement